Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is very exciting because we are going to go through all of the books that I hope to read in the month of December. So I just want to preface this video by saying that I have no idea how many books I'm going to get through in the month of December. I am out of school pretty much the entire month, so I will have a lot more time to read, but once again, I really have no idea how many I'm going to get through. So in this video I'm going to show a lot of books, but there is no way I'm going to read all the books that I mention because I just don't want to try to set specific books for me to read because I really just pick my books based on how I'm feeling. So let's get into the video. So first I'm going to go through some mystery thriller books that I want to read. First up we have Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. This book a friend gave to me, and it seems like a really good thriller, and I'm excited to read it. And I don't know why I associate this with the month of December, maybe because it's a white cover and I think of snow, but I'm going to try to read this month because it looks really good and it looks like it'll be a really fast-paced thriller. Next up we have Don't Let In the Cold. This book follows Lottie and her new stepsister Jade, who are trying to spend a night in a cabin, but then a stranger shows up in the cabin, just saying that they got stuck in the snowstorm, so they need to stay with them, and it just kind of follows that and how, there's a stranger in the cabin now and kind of see how that plays out. So it seems pretty good. I'm excited to read it, and yeah, definitely a winter book. Next up we have The Lonely Hearts Book Club by Lucy Gilmore. This follows Sloane, who is a librarian in a small town, and she meets Arthur, who comes into her library and just complains and complains day after day. But then one day Arthur doesn't show up, and Sloane gets worried, so she tracks him down, and she just sees that Arthur is really alone and sad, and Sloane is kind of feeling similarly, so she invites Arthur to start a small book club in their small town just to meet friends and to just talk about books. Just seems like a really sweet, simple story, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. Next up we have Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really want to read this month, and no particular reason besides the fact that it's my last Taylor Jenkins Reid book to read. I absolutely love her writing. She is by far my favorite author, and like I said, I've read all of her books except for this one. So I really want to get through it. It follows Elsie Porter, who is a 20-year-old, and she meets this guy one day, and she just really hits it off with him, and his name is Ben. And then within weeks, they are just in love with each other, and then shortly after that, they elope. But then, shortly after they get married, like only a little over a week, Ben is riding his bike, and he is killed by a truck. And it just kind of follows Elsie's recovery process as she meets Ben's mom, who she has never met before, and how she finally meets the in-laws after he is gone. I think it'll be a very sad book, but I'm just excited to read it because I have never hated a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. I love her writing style. I love it all. So I definitely want to get through with this book this month. Next up, we have some books that are actually in a series that I've already started. So if you don't know, there is a TV show on Netflix called Virgin River, and it is based off a book series called Virgin River. So I have read the first Virgin River book. I read that last fall, and then I wasn't really planning on continuing to read the series because I believe there's about 20 books, and I just didn't really want to keep reading because that's a lot of books to buy. But then over the summer I was at a used bookstore and I found the next 3 books in the series. So I got those, so I'm hoping to get through them this month because they're just very fall, winter vibes. So first up is Virgin River Shelter Mountain, and it follows different characters in the first book. Each book kind of follows different characters that all live in the town of Virgin River. And then next up we have Virgin River Whispering Rock, so I'm excited to get through this one. And then finally, the one that I'm most excited about is Virgin River, A Virgin River Christmas. And actually, it just came out a few days ago. There are some Christmas episodes of the TV show Virgin River, which I'm sure is kind of based off this book. And so I'm really excited to read this one because I love the show, and I loved the first book, so I know I'm going to love these. Next up, we have some books that are on my phone. we have The Honeymoon Crashers, which is an audio original that I found on Spotify. If you don't know, Spotify has just recently announced that they have audiobooks now. If you're a premium user, which I am, and I've never really gotten into audiobooks just because I've never really had like a platform or anything to listen to audiobooks on. And with Spotify, I believe you get 15 hours of audiobooks per month. So I'm excited to try that out. So the first one is called The Honeymoon Crashers, and it is by Christina Lauren. And it is the sequel to the Unhoneymooners book, which I read I think over the summer, and I loved it. And then this is just a short audio sequel, so I'm excited to read that. I think it's probably more of a summertime book, but I really just want to see what it's like because I loved the first one so much. Next up, we have Betting on You by Lynn Painter. I also got this one on my phone through this app called Libby, which gets books from my local library sent to my phone, just kind of like a Kindle type of thing. And I love Lynn Painter, I love her books, and I think this might be a new book because it's the first time I've ever seen it or heard of it. It just involves two coworkers who start making bets on if their other coworkers are going to get together. And then eventually, I believe they start fake dating, and there's just a lot of that when they both kind of like each other. And it seems kind of similar to like a To All the Boys I've Loved Before kind of story, if you've read that. And yeah, I just love Lynn Painter's books. I think they're such easy reads and really, really fast paced. So I'm excited to read that one as well. Okay, now I want to get into my Christmas themed books that I want to read. So first up, we have In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This is another book that I'm going to use Spotify's audiobooks in order to listen to this book. It looks like the character is kind of caught in a repeating story, like a repeating day over and over again around Christmas. And I like Christina Lauren's writing, so I'm really excited to listen to that book. Next up, we have All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. This follows Sadie and Max, who are contestants on a country music singing show, and they're paired up for a duet, actually. And everyone kind of sees their duet and they see their chemistry, and so both of them decide to start fake dating in order to promote their music and to promote their performance on this singing show called Star Maker. And they kind of just start spending more time together because they're faking a relationship, and you know how the rest goes. It seems like a very, very cheesy Christmas book, but I feel like that's the best kind of Christmas book. So I'm very, very excited. I have read a Maggie Knox book before. I've read The Holiday Swap, which is also a good Christmas book, and I read that a few Christmases ago. So I'm excited for this. It seems like it's going to be so fun because I love like fake dating type books, especially when it's like celebrities. So I think it's going to be really, really cool. My last book that I want to get through in the month of December is by far the book that I am most excited for. It is called One Day in December by Josie Silver. And I am so, so excited to read this book because the whole story looks incredible. So it follows Lori, who doesn't believe that she's going to find this great love, and then one day she locks eyes with a stranger and just kind of feels the sparks, feels the magic, but then he gets on a bus and is gone within a moment. And she just is trying to find him. She wants to find him because she has had this amazing connection with him. And then shortly later, her friend Sarah comes to a Christmas party that Lori is at, and Sarah introduces her new boyfriend to Lori. His name is Jack, and he was the guy that Lori felt that amazing connection with. So the book follows Lori and then Sarah and Jack over 10 years. And it says friendship, heartbreak, missed opportunities, roads not taken, and destinies reconsidered. I love the premise of this, and I love that it goes over a 10-year period. I feel like that's going to be just amazing, and I cannot wait for that. I am just so, so, so excited because I've heard really good things about this book. I've seen it all on Book Talk. I've seen people talk about it, and I mean, just by reading the back cover, I understand why people talk about it because this sounds amazing. And I think this is probably going to be like the first book that I read this month because I am just so excited to see how it all plays out. And yeah, I cannot wait to read this book. So these are the books that I hopefully will get through in December. Like I said before, I probably won't make it through all of these books, but I'm excited to read some of them, and I'm excited to share my thoughts with you guys throughout the month. So stay tuned for all of my vlogs that I'm going to be posting throughout the month of December. I'm going to have a lot of fun videos coming up, reading these books, reading Christmas books for a day, reading my thriller books, and I'm so excited to see what the month of December has in store. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video.